Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest to Zen with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that will take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, it's an absolute joy to welcome Lerio, a global motivational speaker and engagement trainer, born and raised in in Mozambique. I was about to say the wrong thing then, sorry. Born and raised in Mozambique. He lives by the power of asking and has inspired audiences across Africa, Europe, the USA, and I'm sure many more global locations to unlock their connection, collaboration, and meaningful engagement through the simple yet transformative act of asking. So in this episode, I'm sure we're going to explore his journey and the stories behind his #JustAsk approach, and how mastering the art of asking can actually transform the way we communicate, lead, and connect in both personal and our professional life. I am super excited to find out more about this. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's a nice introduction, huh?
You are so welcome.
You need
There
to
was a
send me
moment when
that.
I was like, but no, I honored you and I honored it. So, and there's beauty in showing up as we are, and more than the words, I hope the energy is felt. And so, thank you so much. So I
Welcome.
think, which I'm sure you get asked, a lot, is where did this come from? Where was this, I guess, passion or inspirational spark of really like defining asking?
Um, I would say, not I'd say, it's for sure with my mom. We have a very strong bond, strong connection, and there was something when I was a child, and it's her telling me. It's like I don't have any recollection of that. Is like, when we are with children, son, daughter, nieces, we always, or we tend to try and teach them or pass on the value of being patient and respecting the elderly. Wait until the adults are finished talking, and my mom used to have a lot of fights with her siblings and cousins, because each time I had a question, I would go and she would stop talking with the adults and to answer the question that I just asked her. Yeah, but there was a conundrum to her, because they were always, even her mother, my grandmother, was like, "You're spoiling the kid."
Yeah.
He needs to learn that, okay, but sometimes imagine us adults, like even in this podcast, like conversation can flow, can go for hours, and you're like expecting a kid just
Yeah.
to wait there. The question will dissipate. So I think it started like that was like one thing. The other was, and I think that also was, I think throughout different areas of my life, that started to I started to have like a validation of it. Let's say like in school, since primary school, I had a question, I'll raise my hand,
Yeah.
and what oftentimes do, sometimes you might feel like it's a stupid question, and then your colleagues, they laugh at you, but then that wouldn't stop me, because teachers would like the questions, and they would actually be interested. Oh, it's something, it means that I'm processing, and even like in university, I think there was like a validation of that, because for me it was normal to ask for things, especially in university. Some of the colleagues would like ask, like, you don't know that, or like, and stuff. But then that question would actually lead to a more, would upgrade, or would be a golden mine. And there was a teacher that before she would answer, she would like, "Oh, I really love how you just ask things like it could be like the most stupid things, but then yeah, probably some of your colleagues also have the same questions. They just don't ask, because they don't want to look stupid or they feel inferior. So I think those things started to build this asking thing, and yeah.
Amazing. Already there's so much in there, and I'm really happy that you identified that, because that's straight away what I had. Is people often have these behaviors, not always, but because it's something that they feel uncomfortable with, and it sparks something in them. So the giggling and the tormenting is probably because they wouldn't have had the courage to ask it. And if you think about it, often people are just asking the questions that everyone kind of already knows anyway, just to maybe not have that awkward silence. So I actually really love that you were blessed with all these incredible people, from your mom to your teachers around you, despite having still the if we want to call it the polarity or the opposite, you still were almost lovingly held to keep continuing your curiosity and questioning in a safe way. And I really like that. And as like you found through to keep doing it, like what seems like a silly question, actually it sparks curiosity. It actually sparks a deeper seed, because someone never got asked that before. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. See, and I find it fascinating, the whole asking thing, because I think it opens possibilities. And because I think like when we ask, we are interacting with people,
Yeah.
and just it's some of the things I tend to say, like, just for I wouldn't say majority, but there are a lot of people that asking even for simple things, it's so hard, and sometimes, let's say, I think the thing that can come to mind, let's say you go to the institution, I don't know in England or in Europe how it calls, I forgot, where you need to take care of your driving license, renew the driving license, and you're there in line and you need to fill up a form and you forgot your pen. For some people, the thought of asking someone next to them if they have a pen is just like, and sometimes it's just you can meet just by asking for a pen, the person next to you. You can find the love of your life, you can find a best friend, or no, but it's just the possibilities that asking for things, and it can be super powerful, and it can lead to many.
Oh my gosh, I love that, because again, like I don't look too much into like my guests fully before I connect to them, because I want to be curious and ask questions. But now it makes sense to just ask, because you just said something so profound, I believe. Sometimes I feel like we're put in these situations on purpose, and it's not actually about the pen. It's so much greater than the pen, because we never know what asking that question or asking for help, support, even in the smallest sense, could spark something so much greater. Like what you said, it could be a new friend, it could be a love interest, it could be an opportunity. And whether people believe this or not, I feel like sometimes when we set these big visions, these big goals, and we kind of, manufacture or structure the way it should happen, we miss the beauty of what you've just said, of like, in someone having like this, maybe this like barrier of like, oh, I'll go and look for a pen, or oh, why did I not bring a pen? They've probably missed the beauty of an unfolding in the most creative way that wasn't on the plan, wasn't on the list, and came to you in a more like unexpected, beautiful way. That's what I really hear from it. And I think you've definitely really changed my mind about the most smallest things and how they could, you never know, lead to something much bigger.
Yeah. There's two things came to mind as you're sharing the sparks that did happen to you just now. It is basically one of the things is, and I like to sometimes, one of the things is like I like to show a different way, a different angle things, but it sort of I don't, when I do speeches or conversations or things, I'm not looking to bring, how to say, the next big thing, the breakthrough, you know. It's like, okay, have you tried looking from this angle? Maybe you see something different, like, oh, okay, you know. And basically is like, because we like to help other people, you know. It's nice, we feel that we could help other people. It's nice, it's a nice feeling. So then I ask to some people, okay, why are you depriving other people of feeling that nice feeling?
Oh, yeah.
So like, just
giving
ask.
them an opportunity to help you.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Because sometimes you go like, oh, but maybe they're so busy, I don't want to impose, and maybe they won't say no. Like, they're adults, they have the power to say no.
Yeah.
If they don't say no, it's their problem. You know. And another thing that came to mind was something beautiful that happened a few months ago. There's this person that we're friends on Facebook. We never met. I know that his girlfriend, it was the best friend of one of my best friend's ex-girlfriend. I don't know. In Mozambique, it's not a village, but it's not a big city, and chances are that you might not know that person, but you know it's like the 6 degrees of separation. Let's call it like that. And we're friends on Facebook. We never met in person, but we don't follow each other in Instagram. But one day I'm doing my routine, and then I open my Instagram account, go to the inbox, and I have a message from him. And he was like, well, I really appreciate the videos that you're sharing. I'm not sure we've met before, but I didn't want it just to hold it from you. I wanted to share with you. And I was like, okay, that's nice, super nice. You just made my day. But what video exactly actually touched you the most? And it was actually about changing the paradigm, or like the narrative about asking, because as we said, like, for me, it's such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful tool, such a beautiful journey. And he was saying that oftentimes he thought that, well, it's just he didn't ask because he didn't need to. He wanted things his own way. But then the more like we talk about, either with me or other people, we go like, maybe it's related to trust as well, self-worth. Like, I'm not worthy of receiving the help of someone helping me.
And maybe I'm thinking that unconscious programming of, I don't actually want them to say no, the rejection. Yes. And I think that's a very deep one of like, we don't think of it that deeply, but like, what about if I have, like what you said, not annoyed, but this person actually, you know, does make me feel like, well, why are you asking me this simple thing? You can find it yourself. You know, there's probably so much going on in the background. So yeah, the simplicity of it is so much actually more complex.
Same. Yeah, it is. And oftentimes as well, at first I like collecting stories and people's perspectives, just so I don't have my narrow vision, a bubble vision about the path asking. And sometimes people go like, oh no, I don't ask, because if I don't ask, so because I know the quality of things, and I know if other people they won't do it with the same. I was like, okay. There's a thing of like, no, it's okay for people to help us to feel, because also it makes us vulnerable, you know. It's like we have to count and we depend on other people, but also the thing of self-worth. I feel like, oh, I can be helped, and people can actually have that a nice feeling, a nice spark here that they were able to help. And yeah.
And I think also going back to your really beautiful share at the beginning with your mum, even though she had the kind of the pressure of the adults, you know, maybe commenting on the way she was bringing you up, not saying all the time, but I think we need to think back to, you know, a lot of us haven't been as blessed with that, and there has been a shh, not even sometimes a word. It's like go play, you know, or like brushed off. So if you imagine like how many times that has happened a day to somebody, and daily, consistently, and you step into their shoes, this is how maybe those complex things that are playing in the background of the mind have created maybe more independence, or more not wanting to hassle people, or not wanting to whatever it is. And I think that most people, we can't make assumptions, but have had that kind of upbringing of, because there is almost sometimes a thing of like not always, but children, you go play, adults are talking, you know. But I love that, you know, this is why I believe you're doing what you're doing now, and you're opening the hearts and the minds of so many people, more than just ask. Like when you dive really deep into what you're doing, it's really, really powerful, and you're connecting people all over the world, because it is so much deeper than just the simple thing that we're asking. We need to go back to ourselves and say, okay, why, what is it about me right now that I would sooner put more pressure on myself, just because you provided it as an example, put more pressure on myself, now get out the line, make more chaos for myself, go looking for something, or get in my bag, getting all myself flustered, instead of just asking. But that's the thing. Why would we do that to ourselves? And sometimes we even see the person with the pen. It's literally like this.
Yes, I was like about to say that. It's like next to us, almost touching us.
And it's like, no, don't ask. So
yes. Yeah. And
that's much deeper thing, isn't it? Because it's like, it's there for you to use. I'm sure no horrible person's gonna be like, no, you know, this pen has like, it's been everything to me, and I don't want anyone touching it.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I don't know, we're really talking on a very, you know, but I want people to think wider than this. We're using one example, but like really, like when we unpick it, it is, going back to what you said, it's actually very silly. Ask for the pen.
Yes, it is silly. And then it's not silly.
Yeah.
Because as we're saying, like, because I think one thing that we can share, it is sometimes it's like the inability. Okay, so what I like creating words. So let's not go for inability. So the askability, no?
Yeah.
The ability of
I love that.
asking.
Askability, yes.
So if your askability, let's say that if we have like from 1 to 10, if you have a low askability, most likely it's not your fault. Okay? So, or it's not like, oh, it's in my DNA, that's my personality. Yes and no. Because most likely it was a nurture thing, something, it was an upbringing, the way you were raised, the like, others start talking, go play. And just now you mentioned something about, what was it? The independence. And it reminded me of a conversation I had with Nana. And she almost, since she was a preteen, she was always independent.
Yeah.
Always worked, never asked for things to her mom, because each time that she would ask something, the response of the mom was like, after all I've done for you, you know? So like, that's, since she was a child, she was like, I don't want to be a burden and a bigger burden to my mom. So like, I need money to buy an ice cream. No, I'll go work, or I just want. So like, there's something, and it was nice because as we're having, like, the first time we had a conversation was so nice. It was just like, this was like, oh, we need to record this. Oh, like so many eurekas and sparking moments, because then it was interesting because she was learning to accept that, she was learning to learn how to improve her askability, because she wouldn't ask for help, but she would be the first one to help her friends.
Yes.
She'd be like, I can help, I want to help. But when it was for her, she wouldn't just do it. So she had to learn as an adult how to ask and stuff,
I think that's really an eye-opener what you said, because I can only speak of my experience, but what I found is what we are often unable to receive, we give so much of to everybody. Like, I used to throw my love around like it was like, like it was going out of fashion, like, here, and nobody even wanted it sometimes. And then I would be like, okay, I'd have this little bit back. And there was this constant like unfulfillment because I never gave it to myself. And so to go back to what you just shared, it's ironic that she is there, she's on call, to help everybody. And really, she needs that help. She really needs it. So I would love your take on this, but what I'm imagining right now is, but please expand on this, because you're the master right now that we want the wisdom from. But I feel like when you say about your askability, which is such a beautiful like visual for it, would you say that the step number one, because we're not going to now then be put in a situation and identify straight away, oh yeah, I need to ask. Would you say like step number one, generate a situation, put yourself in a situation to ask? Or would that be too much for somebody? I just think like I always like viewers to take an actionable step if they're relating to this and thinking, oh yeah, I actually would love some more help, but no, I don't want to ask people. Like, what step would you say they could do like today or within the next couple of days to start breaking that cycle? Because it is a cycle, I think.
Yeah. I think it depends on situations, but I think if those who will listen to this conversation we're having is to try first just a simple list. It could be a mental list, like, okay, what are the situations that I find it easier to ask, and what the other ones?
Yeah.
And then let's say someone
start small.
like just to understand, okay, is it with strangers or with people I know? So some people, there's no like right and wrong, or like it's like this. No, it depends on. And then, okay, in which situation? For instance, maybe for me to ask someone on a date, it's super easy. But maybe
for someone else, that would be like abort.
Yes. But maybe for me to ask for a promotion or a raise, then it's like no. So okay, what are the situations? Okay, why? And then also like, since when? Was it always like this? Was it my upbringing? How was at home? When I ask, for instance, when I and I don't know if this is a how do you call it, GP or PG podcast, but if not, then you can beep. Like, if I fuck up as a child, how was it when my parents or the people who raised me reacted? Were they like first like caring, embrace, give some love, and then, okay, how can we solve this? And then tomorrow we're gonna debrief it, or how this shouldn't happen again.
Yeah.
Or the reaction is, and sometimes it's like it's out of love, but then as adults, instead of like caring and embracing, like everything is all right. It's okay. Are you all right? All right. And then tomorrow, okay. Shall we talk about what happened yesterday? It's like, I'm trying to die. Stop it.
Yeah.
And then next time that child, teen, fucks up big time, he will think twice. Should I tell my parents I need the help? No, I'm gonna call uncle. I'm gonna call my best friend. And you know, so the ability of asking for help also starts there. Like, how is it? Like, would people help you right away in your upbringing, or first you'd receive a big debriefing,
absolutely.
and then okay, and sometimes that can crush, you know. And the last thing, people closer to you, being an older brother, older sister, like, if I call you for help, like, it's help that I need in that moment, instead of like, oh, you're always doing that, oh, come on, and then you help, like, you know. So I think, what were the situations, and then put yourself in situations to ask.
Absolutely.
Like, to think, what was the thing, is like, it's the end. Oh, I almost forgot. And this is a tool I learned, and I really like. It's have a conversation. I call it monkeys.
What,
It's
sorry?
like the monkeys.
Oh, monkeys. Okay.
Yeah. You can call it monkey, we can call it devils. Like, it's that little voice that's
monkey devil, sorry.
Yeah. It gives you enough reasons, makes you believe that you shouldn't ask. And maybe for you, Shel Marie, your loudest monkey, your loudest devil here is about rejection. Maybe for Joanna, her loudest devil, loudest monkey is self-worth, self-esteem. You know, for me, it's the which one is it? Maybe it's not anymore, because it's not come. I remember. It's about the
He's got some monkeys, thank goodness.
Almost 8.
We've all got them.
No, don't abandon me. It's the annoying monkey. You know, like, fear of rejection, it's almost zero for me. It was not always, but I had something that changed that. So having that monkey, okay, my fear of my biggest, loudest monkey is the annoying monkey. When I say annoying monkey, is, let's say that if I want to ask you a favor, I need something, and I was like, oh, Shel Marie is the person that she could help me, or with that. It can be even the tiniest thing, the smallest thing.
Yeah.
If in the moment that I'm writing that message or thinking, in my mind, I see a movie playing that is Shel Marie opening the message and rolling the eyes.
Oh, wow.
For me, it's like, oh, it's not that I won't send the message. Most likely, I will, but the effort to do it, and the conversation I need to have with my devil and myself to do it, it's a lot, and it takes a lot of energy. So first, identify your loudest monkey, and you can have different monkeys for different situations, you know. And the actionable thing is, have a conversation with your monkey and ask the question, and basic, Shel Marie would roll her eyes, and she'll think that you are greedy and lazy, and then you go, and I promise you, I don't know how many ends you'll require, but at one point that devil will be tired and will go like, fine, send a message. You know?
Send the message. I love it. It's almost like that child, isn't it? Of why? I love that. And if I may, like, if I may, I think sometimes providing a practical example can like really help people relate to it. I think sometimes it's not so like so in your face, the behaviors. So for example, I'm going to say it's very like summarized and as quick as possible, but often we learn through our eyes more than what we hear. So for example, I had and she still is, the most incredible like you know, my mum was not one that would ask much for help. I saw her changing tires. I saw her, you know, fixing the sink. I saw all this, you know, and I saw, and you know, this tiny woman, but this like massive energy, like incredible woman.
Yeah.
So I learned through that without knowing that, and it's no judgment to anyone and how they are, but I only noticed this really later in life that, for example, then, you know, I would, it's almost like I mentally prepared myself for being strong, you know, like even in the sense of like, instead of doing 2 trips from the car, I would get all the bags of shopping, you know, like, and it would almost be like a badge of honor for myself that I could do it, even if my arms then like had marks all over them or whatever. But I was like, but I did it, you know. And the reason why I want to express this is because it goes back to what you said of not allowing or giving someone else that I'm trying to remember how you said it so beautifully. The I'm just going to say the honor, but I know you didn't use that word, of actually helping you and receiving that feeling for helping you. So there would always probably be someone like, oh, do you want a hand? And no, you know. And it's only because I noticed I'll just quickly say like a relationship, because it's just easier to say that for example, wanting to hold my bag or something, and I would be like, why? It's light. I wouldn't say all this to them, but I'd be like, no, I can hold my own bag, you know, like I'd still. And I realized I didn't miss because I learned from it, but there were so many opportunities to give to him in order for him to give to me. And I was cutting that energy all the time, not knowing it, because I was so like focused on I'm so strong, I'm so independent, but I completely kept like not allowing someone else in and letting the energy flow and allowing someone to help me, support me, even if I didn't need it. It's not always about us. It's about providing an opportunity for someone else and being able to give to someone else. You don't always have to, but actually then when I then made like the opportunity came again and I allowed someone to hold my bag or something, I felt like a queen, because I realized I was cutting off me feeling more in my feminine and being taken care of. But I saw it as, no, like, why do you want to hold my bag? It's light. I can hold my own bag. And I completely missed the whole actual purpose or meaning of the deeper meaning of allowing someone to help me. It wasn't about the weight. It wasn't about the strength. It was about the receiving. And in me receiving, the other person also received. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And also, Nan is coming a lot to this conversation. It's something that I learned with her, that it can go, just that concept can take us hours of conversation, which is a state of allowance. And to pick up on what you said, I think because it can be scary.
Yeah.
It can be scary, like giving up control.
Yes. That's what I was thinking, like you're letting someone else in to control something to do with you, and then it's like, oh, but what if, you know, like, I have to be monitoring everything about me. And but thank you for that.
It's so liberating as well when you start seeing things unfold and you're like, oh, I feel like a queen. You know, and like
I felt taken care of, you know.
Yes. So it's almost like feeling like a queen, but in a more how to say, feeling way. The words are not coming, but I'll try to exemplify maybe with gesture, because like you can feel like the queen of the world when you have everything in control. Like, okay, I need to do this, I'm gonna take, instead of like making 2 trips, I'm gonna take no help. But then it's like it's this, you know.
But then I'm exhausted, I'm tired, yes, I'm feeling exhausted. Like
it's a stiff thing. While when you allowing people to help, you feel like a queen, and it's like, oh, I can fly, you know, like slide.
And I think it's all balance, isn't it? Because then now, it's not now that all of a sudden, like, I can't do anything. No, that's not what we're saying here. But in an opportunity where someone, like, and we see it so many times where, we almost feel silly when someone wants to open the door or pull out the chair because we're generally sometimes a little bit those behaviors of being lost a little. We can't speak for everybody, and it's like uncomfortable, but you know what, no, if he wants to do that or she wants to do that, and that's something that maybe is going to fill their cup up a little bit more, make them feel a little whole, and it's not something that's going to then you're compromising your values or your worth, allow it and just see how you feel. And obviously, if you are like feeling uncomfortable, you then have the conversation. Just speak, just ask or whatever, and
Just speak.
verbalize. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed this conversation with you, and it shows, isn't it? You could just have one simple thing, and it can just expand so much and provide so much value and conversation, and I really appreciate that.
Nice. I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, I think it's maybe like we talked about, okay, analyzing or making, okay, what are the situations, what is my loudest monkeys, or like what are the loudest monkeys I have, and then having the conversation with them, like with the and but also sometimes, no, not sometimes, to add up on that, to not beat yourself up if, for instance, you find yourself in a situation like, oh, I've listened to that episode of Shel Marie and Lerio, okay, now I'm ready, and I go to that situation, there's a pen, I need a pen, and then it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Analyze it, go home with it, or like, okay, like it didn't happen, the next time it will, and there's something I really enjoyed, and I applied it, was that on the podcast, not podcast, the book of Mel Robbins. And she teaches, one of the book is the 5-second rule. And I modeled it to the just ask thing. So instead of 5 seconds, I do 3 seconds, but it can be 5. So you find yourself in a situation, you need a pen, or you need to ask your best friend if he can help you, or she can help you with moving, because you're moving houses, you don't have a car and they have a car. And you're in that moment where like, oof, I can't, anxiety, I'm sweating, just reverse counting, and just ask, like 3, 2, 1, just ask, and it can help. You'll find a situation, you see a beautiful guy, a beautiful girl, they're looking at you, and then you just need to approach and to ask for a pen or whatever. Just count, decrease, like 3, 2, 1, and just ask. And if it doesn't happen, it's all right. It's not that I don't believe in once in a lifetime opportunities, or they're saying like the camel only passes once in the desert. It's not true. It passes many times. It might be a year from now, but do not feel that you lost the opportunity of your life. It's opportunities will come, and you can create them as well, with the smallest things to the big ones.
I love that so much. Thank you. What I always like to ask just before my beautiful, amazing guest goes is, just in this moment right now, you've already shared so many incredible tips and words of wisdom, but if there was something right now that you feel in this very moment someone listening would really, really need to hear, what would you tell them? Sorry, just ask. It's just coming to my mind, but I know you're not going to say that. Sorry.
Okay, so for those listening, is you don't have to have all the answers. It's okay to still hasn't figured out whatever you want to solve at this moment. And you can always ask for help, even asking for an advice or sharing. That's a sort of, it doesn't need to come in a form of a question, because sometimes just by sharing, you're asking other people to listen to you. That's asking, and then through sharing, the answer might come to you without even being an external answer coming from a best friend. Yeah.
Amazing. It's been such a pleasure. I'm sure, like, I know we didn't dive so much into all the communities you're creating, but all your details will be on the description. And yeah, just keep expanding, keep sharing this. It's been a really amazing podcast to create with you, episode to create with you, and I'm definitely going to watch it back and really listen, because I know that we were in the momentum of it and the moment, and I know there's so much that I definitely will want to hear back, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you to invite me into your world, into your platform, into your community. It is nice. And I think we kind of walked the talk here of what was shared in terms of letting go of control. It can be frightening, but it also can be liberating.
Yeah.
Because there was like no it was weird for me. Weird, no, unknown, like going to a podcast without like reading, okay, what I'm gonna say. Was like, but at the same time I was like, that's nice, it's just okay, just put my mindset, sleep early, eat well, do your routine, so you're like sharp, for the. But it was also, it was liberating to let go of the control of like, how will I look? I need to find the right answers, because yeah. So thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me, and yeah, just thank you. You're amazing. Keep shining.
You too, Shel Marie. You too. Thank you.